There we go. All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I am Naz De La Rosa. I am a certified life and spiritual coach. I am the founder of Believe It Life Coaching and an author and proud host of the Third Eye Talks podcast. So if you are into all things or anything spiritual, tune into that if you have not done so already. It's an awesome, awesome podcast. It's my baby project. And I'm going to be doing the journaling portion of today's webinar. Elisa?
Hi, I'm Elisa Caloso. Thank you so much, Naz, for co-hosting with me and for this invitation. I am a EFT practitioner, clinical EFT, that stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. And I also am a energy psychology practitioner. I'm the founder of You Flourish Coaching, and I'm going to be guiding you through the EFT tapping exercise today.
Awesome. I can't wait, Elisa. Who's next on my screen? If you just want to, you can unmute and introduce yourself, or you can come on camera. I have Sandra first.
I'm very shy. I wasn't planning on speaking, but I don't know. I don't even know what to say. My name is Sandra Perez, and I'm just here to learn and see, how can I make my life better? That's it.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for being here, Sandra.
And thank you.
Wendeley.
One second. Hi, my name is Wendely Mendez, and I'm also here just to learn.
Love it. Love it. And a brand new homeowner, Wendeley. You need to
Yes.
manifested her way all the way to her beautiful new home. So yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Barbie.
Hi, I'm Barbie. I am just here as well to listen and see what I can learn to help with my stress and anxiety and all those issues I'm facing lately.
Barbie, I'm so glad you came on camera because I have someone in my membership named Barbie, and I thought that's who you were. You hadn't. Okay, good. I'm so glad you came on. I was like, man, Barbie sounds a little different, but who knows?
I'm driving. That's why I didn't want to come on before.
It's okay.
So
Drive safely. Drive safely. Good. I like that. I like that. Susanna, we're just going through a little bit of an introduction. So if you can just come on and just tell us your name and what you hope to get out of this session today. Oh, you're muted, my love.
I don't have it for Zoom. I'm Susanna, and I'm also on just to learn on just more techniques that I can use and apply for self-care with journaling and tapping.
I love it. I love it. All right. So I am going to go ahead and just bring up a couple of slides and start taking us through the journaling portion of today. Let me just bring that up. Is everyone able to see my screen? Elisa, can you give me a thumbs up? Yeah. Okay. All right. And let me go back all the way. Don't look. Don't look. All right. So unmasking your fears and finding freedom. That is what we are going to be covering today. And we've already introduced ourselves. We are going to be facilitating the session today. And what I want us to really start with is intention setting. I really think that when you journal specifically, you want to be really clear about what your intention is as you pour those thoughts and feelings and stuff onto paper. So we are here to talk about fear, right? And unmasking our fears and then figuring out how to free ourselves of those fears. So what I want you to do is take a second and just set the intention. What answers do you hope to find through today's exercise? And is there specific clarity that you're looking for in your life? So I'm going to give you just a minute here to set that intention, write it down, think about it. All right, so with that in mind, ooh, was there someone trying to say something? Barbie, was that you? Oh, okay. All right, so I want, now that you have that intention on paper, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Very good. We want to open up the space to be able to receive the answer. So deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you let the breath out, release your shoulders, your jaw. Very good. Deep breath in. And out, shake your hands out. These hands are going to be writing out a lot of beautiful answers for you and tapping energy away and out of your system. So let's shake those out. Let's get them ready. Shake them together until you create a little bit of heat. Very good. Deep breath in. And out. Beautiful. All right, so let's start here with a little bit of background about fear, right? Because all fear is not created equal. There's a big difference in the three types of fear that we all have access to. We have, of course, rational fear, and that's, we need it. We need rational fear to spark us up in case we are in real, true danger, right? So this rational fear that we feel is when somebody's approaching us, we're in a really, truly life-altering situation, and we know that we could be in potential danger. Then we have primal fear. And with primal fear, what we're looking at is evolutional fear, right? So things that kept our ancestors and cavemen and women alive. So don't go into the cave full of scorpions because your likelihood of dying is higher. And with time, we kept those evolutionary fears in our system. So these are our fears of things that just stem from an evolutionary process. And then, of course, we have irrational fear, which is going to be our focus for today. And in irrational fear, this is really a splitting of the brain where the brain says, okay, I'm scared of this, but I have no idea why. I can't really understand it. I can't rationalize it, or maybe I can try to rationalize it, but what I want and what the fear that I have don't really match. They don't add up. Okay. And the majority of irrational fear really comes from things like experiences, programming, upbringing, culture. It's things like, oh, I don't want to get divorced because, in my culture, we don't divorce, or in my family, we don't divorce, right? So you have this irrational fear of divorce stemming from a learned thing through your upbringing or outside influences. A lot of our irrational fears really stem from our childhood and messages that we received that now, as we're older, we may rationally understand them, but as children, we didn't have the right stuff in place to process it in a way that was more rational. We just built a story around it. Okay, so these are our three types of fears. And like I said, today we're going to be working on those irrational fears and trying to find out what they are. And of course, this is a 1-hour webinar, so we're not going to be able to go super deep into where it stems from and all of that stuff. But at least we'll be able to uncover the very top layer. And then you'll be able to walk away and say, well, where did that come from? And that path of exploration is going to lead you to a lot of answers. So do we have any questions about the three types of fears before we actually start journaling? No? Okay. Let's start here. Here we go. Hold on. Get this. Okay. So let's start with part 1. And what I want you to do here is I want you to think of a repeating theme in your life. And our repeating themes will always show up in one of these core areas of life. If you've never seen this before, this is called the Wheel of Life. And it's a tool that coaches use to kind of see where you're at in the different areas of your life and see what are some of the things that you want to work on more than others. So all of our repeating themes and lessons tend to happen more primarily in one of these areas. And what I want you to write down first is what is something that you've been always working with and in which of these areas it keeps coming up. Okay. And for this, I'm going to give you, let's call it 2 minutes to kind of write out what are some of those repeating patterns and to land on the area of life that it's affecting. Okay. All right. Elisa, do you want to maybe share? I know you're doing the exercises and I am too. Do you want to share just to kind of warm everyone up and open up a little bit about which is the area for you, if there is one?
Sure. I think finance is one of the areas, especially now that I have transitioned from corporate to being an entrepreneur. It's definitely it's everything.
It's another world.
Yes, it's another world.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really working on your self-worth, on deserving all of this. Like, can I really deserve? Like, it's a very different game. When you are working in corporate, yes, you have your paycheck. And regardless, right? I mean, you do a good job, you get paid. But when you are an entrepreneur, it's different. You can be working a lot and maybe not get paid as much at the beginning. It fluctuates. So it's I think it's yeah, I think that's one area that for me it's something that I'm exploring more and more, and also working on those blocks and limiting beliefs, because even though I'm a coach, I also work on myself.
Absolutely. I hear you and I concur. Finance is my area. That is where I've had all of the repeating themes in my life through all of my changes. So I agree with you on that one. For those of you on the line, if you want to maybe throw it in the chat, or you can come on camera if you want to discuss it, it would be great to have you yeah, throw it in there. It's an accountability measure to actually vocalize it or write it or share it. Anyone want to come on and share or write it in the chat? You know, I'll call on you. Wensley will tell you. I will call on you.
I was gonna say for me, I think it's finance and my social life, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've worked together before and I would agree. I think those two would be the
Yeah.
the areas. Anyone else? You guys can throw it in the chat. I just want to go with what you're working with and not worry about talking about some of these if they're not part of the group dynamic, if they're not something you're working with. So Barbie and Sandra, if you want to throw those in the chat, it would be great. I'm going to move into our next question. So part 2, and as we bring this down one step further, is if you could manifest a solution for this problem, if you could finally get from the universe the one thing or the things that would happen in order for this theme to be complete for you, what would that be? And this is really an envisioning, so a big manifestation exercise. Once your problem is solved, once you have everything that you want, what does that look like for you? And I want you to take this, and like I put here, take this and go big, like make it as outrageous as you want, okay? And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes for this one because I think this is a big one. I really want you to get into the energy of what it is that you, in what way you feel the universe could help you. Okay. So we are at 7:23. I'm going to give you till 7:26. Write it out all the way. Go big. All right. Susanna, I just want to ask if you were able to hear the first question because it kind of ties into this one. I want to make sure that you are following. Let me know if you.
Yes, I did. It was recurring themes. And then I got disconnected and
Oh,
reconnected.
it's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to make sure you were able to tie them both in. So while I have you, tell me what was the life area for you? What was the theme in what area?
Health and just this feeling of being stuck, like spiritually, wanting to have that growth.
Mhm.
And I feel like I get information, but just not knowing how to continue or even start the journey.
Got it. Got it. So you don't have to tell me the whole thing if you're not comfortable, but could you give me a little piece of what this manifestation would look like for you if the universe was to help you with this theme? Let's say in terms of health, what would that look like for you?
To be well, to take the aches and pains away.
Okay. Okay.
And spiritually to give me the knowledge, the direction, and yeah, the knowledge and the direction on how to start this spiritual journey.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing. That's beautiful. Anybody else have something they want to share thus far in terms of what the universe could provide for them? What are you asking for? What is your big thing? Barbie, do you want to go? Oh, I don't know. Oh, is she muted or no? I don't know. Don't be shy, guys. I'll call you. Elisa, do you want to share? She's like, do you have time?
Yes, I mean, I will know because the universe will provide so much abundantly. And it will feel like I'm living a dream.
Yeah, I love that.
And I will have so much that I'll be able to share with so many other people. Not only me, but I will be doing so much with it.
I love that. I love that.
Yes. And not only money, I mean, not only money, but there are so many other ways of being abundant. So
Mhm.
I feel like I have a lot of that, but then yes, I also need the money part.
You're a spirit living a human experience. You have to exist in both
Yes,
realities.
yes,
So
yes.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
All right. So just from everyone else, I know you guys are being shy. You don't want to come on and it's okay. But at least let me know that this made sense and that you were actually able to tap into something, because I think that that's really important. So if you were, just give me a little thumbs up emoji or just put something in the chat. I just want to make sure that you guys were able to actually tap into this big delusional kind of dream that you would have. All right. I'll wait for your responses and I'll move forward. So while we're in this place of this is what the universe could do for me. I want you to take it one step further, okay? And I want you to funnel this down, as I call it. When this thing arrives, what is the feeling? Okay, what is the thing that you are actually going to feel? I want you to tie an emotion to it, okay? And I'm gonna give you maybe like 2 minutes here to funnel that down. And if you need help, just come on camera and I'll take you through the question asking. But really, with this, you should be able to tap into a feeling. So what is that feeling? For example, what does Elisa feel when she finally has all of the money in her bank account and she's able to give so much because, you know, she's living this very abundant life? What does Susanna feel when she's finally connected and feeling, you know, super healthy and great about her current human experience? So let's write that down, funnel it down to an emotion, look at your big vision again, and bring it down a notch. So I see Sandra wrote in the chat peace, which I absolutely love. I love that as a goal. Anybody else want to share? What was their word, their feeling? Wendeley, you want to share your feeling?
Sure. For me would be like the release of all my worries that I
Okay.
had.
So worry-free, right? Which is really, it's peace. Same, it's
Yeah.
still, it is similar. Okay. And Susanna said loved, complete. I love that. Love that. If you guys want to throw Lisa, BR, Barbie, if you guys want to throw in your replies in the chat, I'll keep an eye out on them. But essentially, this is the answer to the manifestations that you want, right? Manifestation comes down to feelings. And when you're able to hit the nail on the head about what it is that you want to manifest, then it becomes very easy, or not very easy, but at least it becomes easier to understand your final goal. And the way in which this ties into your irrational fears, limitless. I love that, Elisa. Limitless. That is a good one. Like light and just like, I can do it all. When you land on this feeling, essentially what you've discovered is one of your irrational fears. Okay. You've just identified an irrational fear, which is whatever the feeling was, there is a part of you that feels like, what if I never feel that? Right? What if I never get to feel that feeling? Or there's a fear sometimes of what will happen if I get that. And you might not believe it here, but trust me, people have a fear of what if I actually get what I've been asking for? What does that look like? Okay. So once we're able to tap into the feeling that we're missing, because essentially our theme is showing us a feeling that we're missing. And once we tap into what that feeling is, we can say, okay, well, do I believe that I deserve this? Right? Do I believe that this is possible? Because maybe, let's say for Elisa, maybe Elisa comes from a background where she learned that in order to make a lot of money, you have to work your behind off, right? Like super duper hard. And now she's got a limiting belief around that. You may feel like, well, I really want love, but do I deserve love? Or is love possible? Because I've been divorced or twice divorced, or the people that I hoped or trusted to love me didn't love me. So what if I never feel that feeling? Or what if I never get to feel that feeling again? Because you might have had it at some point, but a situation occurred in which you built these fears around this feeling. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. I love that. So once you look at your feelings that you've tapped into, so for Elisa, limitless, right? Am I afraid that I'll never be able to feel that feeling of being limitless and just at ease, right? Will I always have to be moving and or maybe even be contained somehow, right? For Sandra, if it's peace, is peace even possible? Right? That might be something that's going on in her subconscious program. Well, I've seen so much lack of peace and how it's very difficult to achieve peace. So how will I ever have that again? Is that even possible again? Okay, so this is an irrational fear. Landing on this feeling is going to now help you to uncover more and more and more layers. So I want you to take whatever that feeling was that you came up with, write it down in your journal. And I'm going to hand it over to Elisa now, who's going to kind of work us through releasing a little bit of this. But I want to leave you with, write it down, circle it somewhere on a paper, And then go back and go, what happened to me as a child? What happened to me as a teen? What happened to me in my marriage, if you've ever been married? What happened to me? What has happened to me in every relationship? What happened to me in school? What happened to me with my best friends? Really dig into that and say, what is it around this very feeling that I need to explore? The feeling is accessible to you. There's just a block between you and how much you feel you'll be able to access it. Does anyone have any questions before I hand it over to Elisa for some tapping? No? You sure? Now's your time. I feel like Susana wants to, but she's like, I don't know, I'm feeling kind of shy.
It almost like wants to make me cry.
Oh, why?
And no, because I'm like, oh my gosh, this theme of like whenever I've connected with spiritual coaches, love has always come up for me. Like that is my lesson that I need to learn.
And that's beautiful because you know it. Right? If it keeps coming up for you, it's something that you set for yourself as a soul to conquer in this lifetime. And now the theme is repeating for you to find your way back to a place where you feel that you're worthy of love, that love is there, that love is accessible, that love is, limitless. There's all of this idea around love, and it's right here. This is the thing with our themes. They're right here. And we're right here and we're like, well, what is the thing? How do I just jump the fence and get there? But that fence breaking takes work, right? And removing all of the programming that you have been told about what it takes to jump the fence. Yeah. All right. Elisa, I'm gonna hand it over to you. I'm gonna stop the share. I don't know if there was something you wanted to bring up, but I'm gonna stop and keep the share.
Yeah. Perfect. And if you can turn your cameras on, that will be great. If not, I understand, but it will be good for me to see you. And make sure you see me because we're gonna be tapping. I'd like to know, has anybody done tapping before? EFT tapping. Are you familiar? I'm still going to explain what it is. All right.
No, I'm not familiar with it.
No, okay. Susana and Sandra, yes, right?
I've heard of it, yes.
You've heard of it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the first thing I'd like you to do is going back to that emotion that Nas was talking about. You have it written down on your piece of paper. I'd like you to rate it. Like how intense does it feel from 0 to 10? 10 being it's overwhelming, it's too much, it's just so intense. 0, no, I don't feel anything. So in that scale from 0 to 10, put a number, and that's very personal. That's for you. And we're gonna go back to this number when we finish the tapping. So what we'll like to do here is just to have an idea how things shift. All right, so for you.
I have a cat knocking things down over here. Sorry about that.
No worries. All right. So I'll explain what EFT is. So emotional freedom techniques is a combination of acupressure points. Actually, it goes back to acupuncture. We are using this, we're gonna be tapping on these energy points just the same way an acupuncturist will put those needles on those points, but we're not using needles today. So we're gonna be using our fingertips, which it has the same effect. Actually, there are studies that have proven that tapping is as effective as acupuncture, and even more because you are combining psychology. So with this type of work, we're doing two things at the same time. So the first thing that tapping does, or EFT, is that by tapping on these pressure points, you are sending a calm signal to the amygdala. The amygdala in the brain is the place where the stress response originates. So this comes back to our primitive brain, and it's a very necessary response to keep us protected. And that's what happens with fear. When we are in fear, our nervous system is trying to protect us from something. It could be imaginary, it could be real, but most likely it is imaginary. But the brain doesn't differentiate. And that's when we need to learn how to reprogram those emotions, those feelings, how to educate them to really tell the nervous system, you are safe, it's okay. I am working through this. This is a process, you know, whatever it's going on. So that's essentially what tapping is, EFT. And I'm gonna show you the points. So the first point, it's the side of the hand. So right below the pinky, between where the pinky ends and the wrist. So this soft area here. And you can do either hand. And actually this part, it's connected to the small intestine. So in here, we do a setup statement. A setup statement will look something like what you're feeling right now. So it's telling the truth about the problem. So for example, even though I have this emotion, and you can say your emotion, even though I have this fear, I have this overwhelm, whatever is going on in your life, right here and right now, I am tapping. Or right here and right now, I am safe as I work through this. Or you fill it up with a statement that makes you feel comfortable. We're not here to sugarcoat things. That's not what tapping is about. It's really about telling the truth about the problem, about the issue. And then complete it with a cognitive phrase, something that makes sense to you. And this is very personal, all right? So let's just take a deep breath. So we're gonna go through the points. So breathing with me. And breathe out. We'll take 3 breaths here because that's what we do. When we do the setup statement, we say it 3 times. So just breathing. Another breath. And one more. And the next point is top of the head, right on the crown. And let's take another breath. And let's move to the next point, which is the eyebrow point. So right where our eyebrows begin. All right. And take another breath. And this is actually the bladder meridian. And the bladder meridian, it is it's connected to the bladder. So what happens when we are in fear, when we are in shock? We pee ourselves sometimes. So it is a very good point to process trauma. All right, so the next point is side of the eyes. And this is the gallbladder meridian. So it's actually all of these points is where the meridians start, and they're traced like throughout the whole body. But that's another class. That's for acupuncture. Let's go under the eyes and let's take another deep breath. And this is the stomach meridian. So whenever you're feeling that anxious feeling in your stomach, those butterflies, that pit in the stomach, this is a great point that you can remember. You'll have a guide. I'll give you a guide of all of these points. So don't worry, you don't have to memorize, well, you'll memorize them by the end, but you don't have to write down anything. Okay, let's go under the nose. And under the mouth, right where the chin begins. And let's take another deep breath. And the next point is under the collarbones. So find your collarbones And just right under. Yes, perfect. And this is actually connected to the kidney meridian. And the kidney meridian, it's responsible for flushing a lot of the toxins, for releasing fear. So we hold a lot of fear here and anxiety. So whenever we feel constricted, this is a great point to tap on. And the last point is under the arm. So actually 4 inches below our armpit. A good reference point is right below our brow line. All right, so you can do one side or you can do both sides. Meridians run on both sides of the body. So you can do just one side, both sides, it doesn't matter. All right, let's take a deep breath. And exhale. So you just completed one round of tapping, doing 9 acupressure points. So for our exercise, we're going to go back to the side of the hand. And I'd like you to focus on that fear, on that word that you wrote. And notice if you feel it anywhere in your body. If not, it's okay. If you don't feel it in your body, it's okay. Wherever it feels like, or looks like, or maybe it's a word, or maybe it's a phrase that you keep repeating to yourself. All right, so we're gonna just tap and just listen to me. If you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. I'll guide you through the points. And just connect to that, to what's holding you back. What's that thought? What's that constant doubt that you are just repeating to yourself? And let's go to the top of the head. What's that mental movie that you keep repeating and repeating? Let's go to the eyebrows. Maybe those limitations. Oh no, you can't do this. Side of the eyes. This is too hard. You'll never do it. These are some examples, but just connect to what is it that you tell yourself under the eyes. And maybe take a look at your journal and just read. What was that you wrote that you wanted to take a closer look at? That part of you. And let's go under the nose. Going back to that question from the Wheel of Life. What part of your life is the one that you feel that you're mostly stuck? Let's go under the mouth. Maybe the financial aspect or the spiritual part. Let's go under the collarbones. And just connect again to that area of your life. The situations that you have gone through, the different experiences, what keeps repeating. And let's go under the arms. Again, those mental movies, those memories. All right, we're going to now take our hands to our heart center and we're going to take a deep breath. And just tune it again and notice. Notice how is that emotion? And just look at your piece of paper. Look at what you wrote in your journal about this emotion, about, what's the answer that you like to find today? What is the clarity that you would like to get? Tuning in into that issue, on everything that you wrote about that issue. And just notice if there is any difference in your body, in the way that you see or feel that emotion. And I'd like you to read what you wrote again. Read it, take a close look to it. If there is any particular sentence that stands out, just see it. And if you need to write anything else, you can write it. If there is anything that you like to add, if there has been any aha or something that you like to include in there, feel free to do it. And if not, it's okay. And when you're ready, just look at me and we're gonna move to another exercise. All right, think we're all ready? Yes? All right, so we're going to do some bilateral tapping. So it's like a butterfly, you cross your hands. And I'm going to walk you through another exercise. So if you like, you can close your eyes or you can keep them open. If this is uncomfortable, you can always tap like this. All right, just tap under the collarbone. So whatever feels good for you. And I'm going to ask you to imagine a balloon. So this balloon is very personal. You're going to pick a color. So whatever color balloon you like to imagine, whatever pattern you like to see this balloon in, it could be regular round shape, or it could be Mickey Mouse shape balloon, whatever it is, whatever you like. Be creative, no limits. Whatever shape. All right, and you're going to take a deep breath and release. And I'd like you to bring in all of those emotions, all of those feelings, everything that you wrote on your journal, all those limitations, those doubts, fears, all those areas in your life where you're feeling stuck. And you're going to take a deep breath. And you're going to start blowing that balloon with all of that. So just keep breathing and blowing that balloon. And as you keep breathing and blowing out all that air slowly, the balloon gets bigger and bigger and bigger until you have emptied everything inside of that balloon. And when you're ready, when everything is in that balloon, you're going to tie it. So you're going to tie that balloon with a nice knot. So everything is contained in that balloon. And you're going to just give it to the wind. And you're going to see that balloon going away, just floating and going farther and farther away. until you cannot see it anymore. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and take a look at your journal. You can stop tapping if you like and just read again what you wrote. And just notice if anything has shifted, if maybe there are new insights. Just tune in into that emotion. Is it still the same number? Is it different? Do you have new information? And if not, it's okay. And if you like to share, it would be nice for me to know at least the number. So I know if we have made some movement here, and so I'm able to know what to do next, because I have two options. So it'll be nice if you can give me some feedback. We're not done yet. But if you've seen any change, like, okay, my number was this and now it feels like this, my emotion was this and now it feels like this, whatever it is, it'll be nice if you can share, please.
Elisa was very relaxed. I love the balloon exercise.
Good.
I felt like I could let it go, at least momentarily. And my balloon was yellow, so I was like, go happily into the... I definitely feel very relaxed. I'll say that.
Good.
That's my feedback.
Good.
That was
Good.
really
Good. And did you write down the number, like at the beginning? How intense was your emotion?
Well, it's a little bit different because I was more like worried about, making sure everybody could find their thing, but I wrote down 7. Like a little bit high, but I think is due to
Yeah. And
So-
what number would you give it now?
I mean, now I'm super relaxed, so I would give it a 3.
Good. All right. All right. That's nice. And it's okay. It can be different for everybody else. And maybe you were focusing on something else, and maybe, more things came up, and that can happen when we do the tapping. All right. Anybody else would like to share? Susana, Sandra?
I think I might have gotten the rating wrong. So it was 1 to 10, 10 being
The most intense, like very overwhelming. It's just like pain. It's like when you're on the pain scale, like 10 is like super painful. 0 is no pain. So
Okay.
how did it feel at the beginning? Like just writing about, this situation in your life, about the fears, about the doubts, limitations, like the whole health issue. I believe you were talking about your health, and you wanted to feel at ease and more relaxed, and also the spiritual journey, right? So how is that for you? How do you feel about that?
Well, I'll tell you what I did, because I think I didn't follow the directions, but this is what came. So
Sure.
I focused on, because I had the words loved and complete.
Okay.
So I think those are my fears, not feeling loved and complete. So what I did is I gave myself a 6. So 10, feeling very complete. I gave myself a 6.
Okay.
And when we did the first tapping and I looked at it, I had this feeling that said, really, you don't feel complete, but you are. And so there was like a sense of peace, and I changed my thought about it. And we continued doing it. And then when we did the balloon, and I came back and I looked at it, my rating changed to an 8. So I had a sense of feeling more complete.
Okay, so you work backwards, but it's okay.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
My mind
okay.
went backwards.
It's okay. It's okay. Because you had a positive emotion. So it's like your positive emotion, it's increasing. So
Yeah.
it's okay. Yeah, I mean, as long as you understand that there has been a shift to something positive, it's good. If it's something more like I'm feeling more pain, you know, this emotion is getting more intense, I'm feeling more fearful, then that's what I wanted to hear. But all right. Anybody else? Sandra, Wendeley? You're good? Yeah? All right. All right, very good. So we're gonna do a few rounds to end the exercise. Now, they're going to be general, and you feel free to change my words if they don't resonate. I'll try to just prompt some phrases here and there for you to complete the sentence with your own words. You can repeat after me, or you can just mentally repeat it, all right? So, and I'll give some spaces where I'll be quiet, okay? So don't feel like I'm like you need to say anything, all right? So let's go to the back of the hand, I mean the side of the hand. And let's take another deep breath together. I acknowledge I did a lot of work today. And this is the start of a process. And although not everything is resolved, I can't pretend to just have answers and solutions in just one session. But I choose to have compassion with myself in this process. So even though there are areas in my life where I don't feel as comfortable and I still struggle with, I give myself the opportunity to keep exploring all of these issues. Even though I would like to feel more loved, more complete, more at peace, and have a better sense of direction, I choose to be patient with myself in this process. Let's go to the top of the head. I choose to acknowledge that, yes, there are some fears. There are some emotions underneath that I may need to take a closer look at. Eyebrows. And this is the start. This is a good start. Side of the eyes. I don't need to do everything today. Under the eyes. But what if I could manifest a solution to this issue? Under the nose. What would it look like? And if you like, you can read your journal and just see what you wrote in regards to that solution. How would it look like? Under the mouth. How would it feel like? Under the collarbones. How would it taste like? Would it have any taste? Would it have any sound, texture? Under the arms. And just take a deep breath and tune in into that feeling of whatever emotion you connected with. Maybe love, maybe peace, maybe that feeling complete. top of the head. What if the universe has my back? Eyebrows. What if the universe already takes care of me? Side of the eyes. And I can finally make this theme go away. Under the eyes. Can the universe do this for me? Under the nose. Can I give permission to the universe to do it for me? Under the mouth. Am I open to receiving? Under the collarbones? Or do I have to do it all by myself? Under the arms. I give myself permission to relax in this process. Top of the head. I am deserving. Eyebrows. And I allow the universe to co-create with me. Side of the eyes. I am enough. Under the eyes. And I choose to believe that it is possible. Under the nose. Can I love and accept myself with this fear? Under the mouth. Can I be more gentle and kind to myself? Under the collarbones. I choose to love and accept myself more and more every day. Under the arms. Maybe it's hard for me to even love and accept myself. Top of the head, but I choose to remind myself that I am deserving. I am enough. Eyebrows. And I'm also very strong. Side of the eyes. I'm courageous. Just by taking a look at all of this and committing to working on myself, that's already an act of love. Under the eyes. I allow miracles to unfold during this process. Under the nose. And I allow myself to be free being me. Under the mouth. I allow the universe to show me my direction and be my guide. Under the collarbones. Knowing that I am safe as I work through all of this. I allow my nervous system to feel safe. Under the arms. And so it is. I welcome peace I welcome love. And I welcome everything that I want in my life. And take another deep breath. Bring your hands to your heart center. And just embody everything that you have created. This feeling of calmness, relaxation. Feel the energy flowing in your body, the renewed energy. Letting your body, your mind, your spirit, everything to just absorb all the work that you've done today. Trusting that it doesn't stop here, that you are supported and everything will be still working on your behalf behind the scenes. And make sure you drink lots of water because we moved energy here. So we want to make sure, you know, water is a conduit. So it's important that, you know, whatever we need to flush, we flush it, and and water is great for that.
Ah, Elisa, that was so good. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Your words, there were certain words that you said or certain phrases that I was like, oh, you know, it was words tapping, I could feel it. So that was really, really awesome.
Good, I'm glad.
Thank you so much for that. Sandra, Wendeley, Susanna, any feedback for us? How do you feel entering and now leaving this session? Do you at least feel like there's something that you can walk away from, explore, think about, that will help you on your journey?
You know, as I was sharing, I got emotional when I was said loved, because then that's my fear, not feeling loved, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then as we were doing it, there was this warmth, there was this like love that was being sent to me, and like just saying, you're okay, you are loved. So there was this sense of like someone being like hugging me and saying, it's okay, like you're gonna be okay. So thank you so much. I love the way you
Awesome.
took it through. And you said, I was writing all these notes, but then I eased off when you said you're sharing with us, Elisa.
I'll share I'll share a resource that you can have with the points and everything.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
I love it. I'm so glad you got something out of this. Sandra, Wendeley, any feedback for us really quick before we log off? This is pretty much it. Wendeley said, I felt relaxed and calm. Yes, so nice. Sandra, any feedback for us before we go?
Yeah, same. I feel more relaxed and calm because I worked really late today. I got here like at 7 o'clock just to sign in, and that was really traffic. And yeah, I feel relaxed, which I don't know how to relax.
Well, then that's good.
Yeah.
A lot of stress and anxiety, so I don't know how to relax. I'm always worried about something.
Well, there we go. I'm glad that you took, I want to commend you all for taking, you know, this hour, 15, hour 20 to really work on yourself, to sit down, to work on this stuff that's always sitting with us and taking a minute to relax, like Sandra did, prioritizing herself. So thank you guys so much for being here. Elisa will share the
Yes,
free
I'll
resource
share.
you can use
I
for
have a free resource. It's Melt Your Stress in 5 minutes. So it's a tapping exercise. It's a short one. And you'll also get the guide with all the points and some of the benefits about tapping, some of the background information. And I also have another resource. I'll put it here. This is You Flourish Daily Companion. This is 3 meditations that you can do every day, morning, midday, like a break, and evening. So you can go to my store there and get that one. That's more complete than the first one.
I love that. Thank you, Elisa, for those resources. I
Yes.
will send a follow-up email, Wendeley. I think you said if I'll share the video. I will share it, but only with our group. And then you'll see another email from me, which will be to everyone who registered for today with the follow-ups and the free worksheets. And of course, Wendeley I've worked with, but Sandra and Susanna, if you want to dig in more into your narrative, what you're working on in your spiritual space, and talk a little bit more about this theme that keeps repeating in your life, I'm also happy to offer you a discount on my coaching services, and I'll send you a follow-up email with those. And yeah, unless anyone has any other questions or feedback, thank you to my co-facilitator, Elisa. I love doing this.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you all for taking the time. Have a great rest of your evening. Go and tap away and dig into those
Thank
emotions.
you. Don't forget to drink water.
Thank you.
You're
Lots
very
of water.
welcome.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.